Conference regarding a deadly officer-involved shooting where a 15-year-old was killed. This just got started moments ago. Let's go ahead and listen in live.
For the officers of the Fraser Police Department, our condolences go out to the family of Aiden, and we also think and pray for our law enforcement professionals that will have to deal with this for the rest of their careers. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office was tasked with this officer-involved shooting investigation at the request of the Fraser Public Safety Department. It is our job to determine if the deadly force used was justified under state, federal, and department policy. This is an emotional investigation. We're talking about a 15-year-old boy who had some issues, and many people will have opinions on how this could have been handled, should have been handled, but that's not for us. Our job as investigators in this case was to look at the facts, and I will present you with the facts of the case. We have 3 officers that were involved in this incident. Officer A is a 5-year veteran with the Fraser Public Safety Department, EMT certified, and he utilized both a taser and a firearm. Officer B is a 6-year veteran, also EMT certified, who utilized the taser in this incident. Officer C was on FTO, field training. He 4 months on the job. He was hired in January of 2026, and no force used. The decedent, Aiden Gould, 15 years old. You have that information. I will refer to as grandmother, who is the legal guardian of Aiden since February of 2018. So the incident summary goes as follows. At approximately 2:32 p.m. on the 30th, Fraser DPS responded to a domestic violence complaint at the Breezeway home involving Aiden Gould allegedly assaulting his grandmother. Upon arrival to the home, Aiden was not there, but officers were told that he fled on foot. He was located in the neighborhood and taken into custody. Aiden was arrested for domestic violence, was transported to the Fraser Police Station, and alternate housing for Aiden was attempted with no success. At approximately 5 p.m., Aiden was released back into Grandma's custody. This DVA complaint was a result of the grandmother questioning Aiden on being out all night. During our investigation, it was later determined that Aiden was involved in criminal activity in the city of New Baltimore that night with another individual and was a confirmed suspect in an ongoing investigation in that city. Shortly after returning home from the initial incident, Grandma contacted 911 a second time at 5:32 p.m. after becoming fearful of Aiden's behavior and feeling threatened by him. Grandma called 911 from a neighbor's residence, reporting Aiden was losing his mind, had one hand behind his back, and she did not trust what he was holding. The 3 officers responded. Upon arrival, they were met by Grandma, who escorted them inside the home. Upon entry, Aiden yelled, "You're going to have to kill me." Grandma advised officers that Aiden was armed with a knife. At this time, the officers initially retreated from the residence, while Aiden continued yelling, "Kill me," from inside. Body-worn camera and audio footage captures Aiden and his grandmother, who was still in the house, arguing within the home. Officers developed a plan utilizing a taser as a less lethal option with lethal cover present. Upon re-entry, Aiden was observed holding a steel fixed-blade serrated steak knife with an approximate 5-inch blade and black handle. Officer B deployed a taser that was ineffective. Officer A had lethal cover at the time and transitioned to a taser and deployed it resulting in little or no effect on Aiden. Officer A transitioned back to his firearm and subsequently fired it 4 times at Aiden during the incident. Officer A was the only officer to use his firearm. 4 rounds were fired as Aiden continued to advance. Officers immediately rendered medical aid following the shooting. Aiden was transported to Macomb Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. We will now play the 911 call, and we will show you a video, body-worn camera of the incident.
My grandson up from the Fraser Police Department, and he is losing his mind because I won't give him his phone, and I let him use my phone because he said he was going to call his grandfather, and he won't give me back my phone, and then he's standing at the door with one hand behind his back, trying to hand me my phone, like giving me a treat and taking it away. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. But whatever's in his other hand, I didn't trust him, so I'm at the neighbor's house.
Do you have any weapons that you know of?
No, but I wasn't about to push that whole thing with his right hand behind his back and his phone in his left hand, like, yeah, no, I wasn't.
Okay.
Andy. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Where's the dog? Where's the dog right now? Last thing we want to do is... Truth dispatch, he does have a knife.
Don't go have to kill me!
No, man, come on.
Back off, back off. Stop, back off, back off, back off.
I don't want to shoot. Don't shoot him. Don't
Stop it. Kill me!
Hey, bro.
Aiden, come on. Kill me! Kill me!
Aiden, we're not gonna do it. I'm gonna go to less people.
I don't want to drop the knife. Kill me!
Alright, can I go? Aiden, come on. Aiden.
No!
Aiden.
No! No!
Yes, I need
No!
Aiden. Aiden. Hold the air, hold the air. Aiden, come on, man. Come on, man, just talk to me. Just talk to me, dude. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me, bro. Please, dude. Please. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Come on. Shots fired, shots fired.
Drop it! Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Aiden, come on! Come on, man! Drop the knife!
I'm gonna go to less people.
Go to less lethal. Aiden, drop the knife, please.
Alright, can I don't shoot that? Aiden, come on.
No.
Aiden.
No! Aiden! No!
Talk to me, bro. Please, dude. Please. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Come on.
Drop it!
Again, very, very hard to watch. Autopsy findings revealed Aiden sustained 3 gunshot wounds. And the 4th round we did recover, did not strike Aiden, but went into the wall in the home. During our investigation, we spoke with the family. We conducted search warrants. We processed the scene. Grandma gave us a statement as to what transpired before the incident. Body-worn cameras were recovered. We reviewed all of the policies, state law, federal law. And in these investigations, it's very tough. But when we look at the facts, we make this statement. After reviewing the body-worn camera footage, receiving this statement we received from grandmother, it is determined that this shooting was justified and conformed to state law and departmental procedures. All officers will be cleared. We will be waiting for, just for your edification on FOIAs, we will be waiting for the official medical examiner's report and some documents from McLaren Macomb. So if you FOIA, it will be delayed until we get all of that and we officially close this out. So with that, we'll entertain some questions, if you have any. Mitch?
To the director, could you talk about the impact that this shooting has had, not only on the officer who fired the shots, but the emotional ramifications to the department as a whole?
Mitch, she's not going to say much up here, but if I can speak for her,
Okay.
you know, just by that. Obviously, you know, I have never been in this situation, so we really don't know what's going on. But anytime there's, you know, an officer-involved shooting, especially, you know, involving a 15-year-old individual, you know, law enforcement, that's gonna stay with them. I know for a fact that they received some counseling and had access to professionals to talk through this.
All 3?
Yes. Yes, sir.
When the officers were outside and like they were trying to communicate with Aiden, was he saying anything to them? Like when the 3 were outside and like switching to like lesser force?
You know, they were. I think he was still screaming. Obviously, Grandma, as you could see, was still in the home. So there, you know, still was a threat of you know, loss of life in there that they needed to go back in. So.
Could you talk at all about what Aiden was suspected of doing in New Baltimore?
You know, that's an ongoing investigation. So.
With the suspects deceased?
What's that? Well, there's another suspect out there. They're vehicle thefts.
Okay.
Vehicle thefts. Yes, sir.
Was there any opportunity to call like mental health professionals? I know some departments now have trained people available to attend scenes like this.
You know, in this situation, again, fluent, ongoing. You know, you look at what their response was. You know, they entered. They saw the threat. You know, right then they could have acted under law, but they did retreat. They came up with a plan. But again, having Grandma still in the home, you know, they needed to go back in and try and take care of the situation. You know, for whatever reason, 2 taser deployments didn't stop them.
Sure.
Had police ever responded to this home before this incident, before the 30th?
Yeah, there was, I think, four times since 2018. 1 in 2018, 3 in 2026.
You both know that regardless of what your findings are, the family will probably file litigation against the department. Can you say anything in advance of the lawsuit being filed?
As to what?
They're gonna
Right. We've been, and again, we're always open. We're always transparent. We did have a meeting. My detectives did have a meeting with the grandmother, who has sought counsel they came in, they were able to witness what we were going to put out. Because the last thing I want to do is put this out there in the family. It's the first time the family sees it. So as far as litigation, you know, we always get sued, but that's just something that we'll deal with. I mean, the main thing here is looking at the officer's actions. The actions were proper, were correct under the law, even though the outcome is tragic. But that is our main goal, to make sure that it was followed.
Is the officer back on duty now? And if not, when will he come back?
The two officers came back to duty. The officer, we'll call them Officer B and C, are back to duty. Officer A will come back to duty probably tomorrow after today's announcement. Yes, ma'am.
Is it known if any of the officers have been involved in any previous, like officer-involved shootings or incidents?
I do not believe so. No.
Do you, again, directing this to the director, will this change anything? Will you change your patrol tactics or anything?
You know, anytime there's going to be this after-action report, you're going to look at, and you know, everybody can armchair quarterback, and can things be done different? And you know, I'm not going to speak for her, but I've known Sam for a long, long time, and she's going to go back and she's going to look at everything, and if there's a better way of handling the situation, she'll find it and implement it. But you know, right now we're just getting through what's transpired over the last couple weeks.
When Aiden was screaming, was Grandma in the room with him?
She was inside the house.
In the house?
Yep.
Was she in that room?
No, she was off. If you look at the video, she was off to the left side. There was also a dog in there. If you heard at the beginning when they entered, they wanted to make sure the dog didn't get involved. So she went, I believe maybe it was the kitchen or in the back, to take care of the dog. But she was, you know, the room where Aiden was in, where he came out, she was off to the left. And you did see, you know, it could have been more, if you look at the video again, you know, he went right by Officer C, you know, and probably could have very easily planted a knife inside of him. Okay, well, I thank you for your time. And I think Jen will have stuff for you. Jump here.